Hi, how are you? Really good, actually. I got good baby time. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Grandbaby number 5 was born, and grandbaby number 6 will be here in October. These girls, man. All the babies. I love it. That's where my kids are. I love it, though.
Hello, Ron. We have you
Hello.
on Zoom now.
Yep.
Do I need to sign in? Yes, sir. So you have a sign-in sheet on the opposite side. Oh, okay.
You should turn your mic on for that. Does anybody need a water or anything? I can go grab some waters from the cooler over there. I would. You would? You got it. Anybody else? Everybody's good? Dina? Sure. Okay. You're welcome.
It's at 2. All right, I have it at 2 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to call to order this regular Planning Commission meeting on April 7th at 2 p.m. Chris, why don't we do a roll call?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Roll call. Commissioner Baugh?
Here.
Commissioner Hall?
Here.
Commissioner Michelina?
Here.
Chairman Rigsby?
Here.
Commissioner Byers?
Here.
Commissioner Kelly?
Here.
Great.
Chairman, you have a quorum.
Awesome. We have a quorum. At this time, I'll ask any of the commissioners if there's a conflict of interest that they need to declare.
None.
None.
Seeing none, we'll move on to the second one, certification of compliance with Resolution 2026-01.
Mr. Chair, I confirm that this meeting was notified in compliance with Resolution 2026-01.
Thank you. All right, let's move to number 3, approval of agenda. We have a proposed agenda in front of you. Any discussion?
Now I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented with the chair's ability to move things as he sees fit.
Second. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Baugh?
Aye.
Commissioner Hall?
Aye.
Commissioner Michelina?
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby?
Aye.
Commissioner Byers?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
All right. We have an agenda. Let's move to the first item on our agenda, the approval of last meeting's meeting minutes that were included in the packet for the commissioners. Any discussion? Would entertain a motion if there's none.
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March 23rd, 2026. Second.
Motion and a couple seconds. Any final discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll abstain. I wasn't present.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baugh. All right, let's move to a roll call.
Roll call. Commissioner Baugh?
Abstain.
Commissioner Hall?
Approve.
Commissioner Michelina?
Approve.
Chairman Rigsby?
Aye.
Commissioner Byers?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
All right, we have our minutes approved from the last meeting. Let's move to number 5, public input. So for all the folks out there, this section is opened up for anybody that has comment that's not on our agenda specifically. So if you're here to talk about one of the specific items, you will get your opportunity to give your input, but this time is for public input that you all might want to bring in front of the commission. We'll open it up. Seeing no input, we'll go ahead and close public input and move to number 6, our quasi-judicial public hearing. The first one we have, conditional use case CU 2026-04. Alex, what can you tell us about this?
This is a conditional use request for the operation of a light vehicle washing establishment at 104 South Willow Road, property that is zoned in the C2 district.
Great. Is the applicant here? Come on down, we'll get you sworn in. Tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do. So, right there is perfectly fine. Okay, come on down. We'll have you both raise your right hand, state your name, and say you'll tell the truth, nothing but the truth. Start with you, sir. Sorry.
Say the truth, nothing but the truth.
Your full name.
Oh, Ralph Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez, thank you. Ma'am.
Christina Obregon, yes.
Ms. Obregon, thank you. So Ralph, tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do.
Just have a shop where I can get vehicles inside so I can detail them, basically.
May I make a comment?
Of course.
It says light washing, but we're doing zero washing, zero in the building. We are actually taking it to one of the washing companies in town. So there is zero washing, not even light washing. Just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. No problem. Excellent. What else, so this is just to utilize as a, they call it, or deemed it light washing, staff did, but it's a detailing.
Yeah, just waxed.
So it's the interior, the outside, the waxing. We are planning to move on and into tinting, window tinting, but that will be later on, depending on business and, you know, if we're approved as well. So it would just be for no dirtying. In other words, there won't be water or anything that we'll be using except for, you know.
Just like spray bottles and mops.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you for that, and thank you for that overview. Alex, for the staff, anything that you would want to add or before we open it up to public input?
Yes, I would do a bit of clarification on the use that was put forward for light washing. We don't have anything in our code that is as finely grained as a detail shop, and so made the determination that that is the best category in our zoning code where your proposed use fits.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Alex. At this time, what we'll do, and just to explain for you all and everybody else here, we will actually open it up for public comment. So folks that might want to public or ask clarifying questions for you all from the public will get the opportunity to do so. You two will have the opportunity, they call it a rebuttal. That sounds aggressive, but it's basically just answer questions that folks might have. Once we close public input, then the commissioners will ask you questions about the application and maybe seek some clarification. So if you don't mind, we'll have it open now to public input. If there's anybody that would want to comment for or against, or maybe ask any clarifying questions from the public. Okay, last call. We'll go ahead and close public comment and move it to now commissioners' questions. Commissioners, what questions do you have for the applicant?
This is the old Denny Powell shop, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay.
I guess the only question I would have for staff, I guess, is how many vehicles are you envisioning parking? You're not like having like parking overnight?
Two at a time, two.
Yeah.
So essentially, like I said, until we move on into tinting, for right now, it's just the two of us, and he's really doing all of the work, and so it's 2 a day. So one in the morning, one in, later in the day. So we actually wouldn't even be parking cars outside.
Except our personal vehicles.
Our personal vehicles
okay.
would be there, so.
And there's plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking front.
As I recall,
That's all
yeah.
I had. That's it.
Okay. Ron, do you have any questions?
No, it looks pretty straightforward.
Okay. I don't think I have any questions either. There was a motion or?
I do have a question or
Yeah.
a comment.
Go ahead,
So if we're kind of bound to this title of light vehicle washing, this conditional use, it says they're obligated to follow the things under automobile fuel sales. But a lot of those things don't apply here. Like I think a couple of them at least have to do with wastewater, which they're not going to have. They need to have, where was it? Parking, for a certain number of vehicles, which is not appropriate. So what are our options there if we don't feel like they need to be obligated to all of these conditions?
So the conditional use goes with the property, and it'll stick with the property unless it lapses for, I think it's 90 days of a different use. So say they have success and sell the business, somebody comes in after them and wants to expand the process to have washing on site, they still have to adhere to anything under the light vehicle washing. So the condition stays with the property, it doesn't stay with the individual. And so that's part of the reason when we evaluate conditional uses, we have to look at what the conditions are stated. And we can add or remove any conditions within our conditional use. If I'm accurately answering that, Alex, would you agree with that?
That is correct.
So the automobile-related stuff under the fuel sales might not really apply, but the light washing in theory could, because that's the conditional use that we're focused on. And I don't know within the recommended motion that they're,
I didn't see any conditions in the,
no, so the ones that they have is does not apply, does not apply, does not apply. Does that help answer?
Is there a way to permanently amend the classification of this property?
I am very sorry, we did close public comment, it's okay. If there's no other questions, though, a rezone is different than a conditional use. The conditional use is for the specific parcel and for the specific use that they're asking for.
and it goes with the property. If the property changes hands, does the conditional use end?
It runs with the property.
Runs with
It may, yes, as long as if there's a future purchaser of this property, it would run with the land, provided that the 90 days of use
Has been continuous.
It's been in continuous
Okay.
use, correct.
Okay. That's fine by me.
Ready? Based on the foregoing findings of fact, per 54-70, 54-84, 54-85, and 54-70 of the Village Code, I move to approve the requested conditional use permit for case CU 2026-04.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Aye. Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Michelina,
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Conditional use passes. I think they'll have some paperwork for you all to sign. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Good luck in your endeavor.
Thank you, thank
Yeah,
you for
appreciate
coming,
it.
get your cars detailed.
All right, let's move to our next item, which is CU-2026-05.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is another conditional use request this is for a mobile vending food and beverage operation at 100 Vision Drive on property zoned C2.
Great. The applicant's here. Come on down. We'll have you raise your right hand, state your name, and then say you'll tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
Thalia Campanella.
Brandon Campanella.
And you'll tell the
Hereby,
truth.
yeah. What? I have Tourette's, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No problem.
No problem.
What am I saying?
Tell us a little bit about what you're looking to do.
We are looking at opening up a food trailer at 100 Vision Drive as the building is in the process of being turned into a coffee shop. I believe all the permits are in according to our landlord and is waiting for those permits to be finalized. The food truck would help transition into the opening.
Right.
We would be serving coffee, crepes, sandwiches, salads.
Yeah.
Push it.
Thank you. All right, any other context? Alex, anything that you would want to add from the staff's perspective?
Yes, I would say that, as they indicated, the coffee shop, which is the conversion of the former drive-through bank at that location, the permits have been submitted. There have been some back and forth on the review part of things, but that is the case, that we are getting ready to, hopefully, I think we're close to getting all those permits released so that the work can be completed for the conversion of the bank into the coffee shop. I guess I would ask, are you also going to be the operators of the coffee shop as well?
Yes.
Okay, because that was what I was understanding from the property owner as well. Okay.
Great, thank you. At this time, we'll go ahead and open it up for public comment for folks either online or in person that might want to comment for or against this item. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public comment and move it into commissioners' comments and questions.
Mr. Chair, I got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Could you describe your food truck? What's the makeup of your truck? How does that work prior to what you're going to do with the building?
So we are local coffee roasters in the Downs, so we run the food, we've been running the food truck out of there. So we wanted to transition into the building, and the food truck was just coffee, crepes, espresso, like it's just
It's
like a
actually
walk-up type thing, yeah.
It's a food trailer, so it gets pulled on the truck. It's 16 feet long. We
Yeah.
use a 3,000 watt generator. It's equipped with espresso machines, propane grills. We do no frying, so the fryers aren't in use.
Right,
And does that clarify the questions?
okay.
But you're already inspected and approved?
Yeah, we have our health inspection. Yes, we have health inspections and fire inspections and the hood inspected
Yes.
and fire suppression inspection.
Thank you.
Where do you envision putting the trailer on this property?
It would be on the,
Backside towards the memory center,
towards the,
right?
towards the green area that's shared between the parking lot and Good Life.
Okay. Is it going to take up a certain number of parking spots?
It'll take up approximately 3 parking spots.
Okay. Do you know how many parking spots are available for this location? And are you going to serve people inside that it's all drive-through?
It's all drive-through, and even once the cafe itself opens, permits, we're waiting, it'll be drive-through carry-out only.
Drive-through, carry-out only, okay.
Does that mean that the food truck will be removed at that point, or?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it'd be nice to have
it's just
it
a transitional-
so that if we had, a kitchen issue or something, we could bring it up for the weekend or a special event.
Yeah,
But yeah, we
but
don't
it's
want
not
to keep it there. It's just in between.
Voices.
Yeah.
Once you're parked there, are you planning on continuing using your generator, or are you going to utilize the electricity from the building?
The plan right now is to use the generator.
Generator, yeah.
There is, yes, that's the plan right now. There is a possibility of plugging in, but that would bring the food truck to the front of the building, where the only plug-in is, taking those parking spots up in the front.
And how long do you anticipate operating out of the trailer?
As soon as permits for the
permitted.
building are
So
done,
we don't know how long
our
it'll take.
plan would be to run that fully, hopefully, within a couple of weeks of the permits going through. We have the equipment, we have the stuff ready, we have staff.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to have a place to train the staff as this is moving voices.
Right, so that when we open, we're prepared, I guess.
Yeah.
So part of our mobile vending ordinance is that the mobile vending is tied to a specific business.
Yes.
Are they two different entities that's operating the physical business and the truck, or are they the same business?
Same business.
And so this is really just for like a temporary permit for a couple of weeks, potentially.
Potentially, yes, sir.
Because, Alex, usually it's, for when mobile vending comes to us, it's tied to a business, long-term. So how do we come to this as the choice for conditional use rather than just like a temporary?
So yes, this is kind of an unusual situation in regard to the doing as a conditional use. It does give us, you as the commission, also a longer period of time instead of just a special event for, or a temporary. I don't believe that we could do as a temporary use. Let me check that right quick.
Well, we do
As
it
for-
We do it for special events.
For a
like
special event, but typically
Wingfield
those
Park
are,
or whatever.
I think like 5 days is the maximum that we could do for those. And so doing it in this regard, again, gives more transparency, gives this body an opportunity to weigh in as well, and to figure out what, if you are inclined to approve this, what an appropriate time limit would be for the food truck to be there to allow them to train and get the business started.
Okay. What are you guys going to do for a bathroom until the place is up and running? Because one of the requirements of a mobile
There's a
vending.
bathroom in the building.
And
Is
we
the-
have access to the building. It's
Right.
just we can't serve out of there until all of the permits have
Okay.
gone through.
So they can use the building even though the permits haven't gone through, Alex?
We can make an arrangement, I believe, to do that.
Okay.
There may, of course, be a period of time, if the construction is to a point where the building would need to be shut down, then the assumption would be that your trailer would not be able to operate during that hopefully brief period of time.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're not dining on the location, then you don't have to have a public restroom. Is that correct?
Give me
But-
one second.
To have our food permit, though, we have to have a restroom.
Okay.
So even if our customers didn't, like, we can't, our food truck has to have one within like 200 feet or something like that, I believe is the rule.
But not for public use.
Yes.
You can always do a porta john if you had to.
True.
I don't want to do that every day.
I mean, it's better than the alternative.
What are going to be your operating hours? Because usually the mobile vending is tied to the business operating hours.
Right.
Our operating hours for the building, right now it'd be 6:30 to 3, and then coming back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights from 5 to 8.
So my concern with the generator is that I believe they still have to comply with quiet hours, right? And would a generator fall into that category of noise?
There's technically within our code no specific quiet hours. It's nuisance level and noise. So Bart throws an afternoon party that's bothering my afternoon nap. I can call him in to get him a ticket, basically.
I thought there were specific hours.
Not anymore.
They got
Okay.
rid of the specific hours.
Yeah, we modified that, I think, 2 years ago.
So I can having all these parties.
But it is a good concern, I think, for me, is the generator will be noisy.
Yes.
And you said there is options to have it parked elsewhere and be plugged into power? Is it a 220 or is it, I mean, you might not know that, but,
It's a 50 amp plug that he has inside the
50 amp.
building.
okay.
So, but it would require using the electricity in the building, running the cord out. So I don't know how that falls in, if the building's not permitted, if we can do that.
Alex, would you be able to comment on that if
I'm sorry, I was trying to find the village code about the noise.
No
What was the
worries.
question again?
So there's a concern about the generator running at 6:30 in the morning because there is surrounding homes in that area. If it was a condition that they had to use on-site power, would they be able to use the power of the building even though the building is not fully permitted or?
I believe we could make that work.
Oh, shit.
Okay, well, that seems fair. If you can use it, if they can make the arrangement to use it, that's better than a generator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you've got, basically a hotel right next door, and
Yeah,
plus
and-
the,
And you're in the
church
bottom
center.
of the canyon, so it's gonna echo
Yeah,
up the canyon, so
it'd be nice if it were just plugged in.
if we could make that exception, is that the power, there is power in the building now, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so let's just make that a condition of using the existing power would make sense.
And on this photo, it might be difficult to see, where is the, so would you have to park like up here?
What page is that?
This is on 27 of the packet.
Okay. Yeah, so on this photo,
That's the front, so it's on the left-hand side towards that
yeah, it'd be right here
back.
on this side of the building. I don't know where my directions are in this photo.
Okay.
And you're planning on parking just a little farther left from that, correct?
Yeah, we did it on the other side of the parking lot, on the shared green area between that and Good Life. So this is just, on the other side of the parking lot, basically where they have the handicap spots.
Is
Is
where
where
we
it'd
would
be.
have to park to be able to plug into the building.
Okay.
So you couldn't use just like a regular extension cord to park where you wanted to park originally?
No, I mean, I might be able to find a 50 amp cord that's 200 feet long.
We'll try.
Horse shit.
Yeah.
No,
Plus
seriously.
making sure people don't drive through there, so we would have to like mark it off so they could only go in and out the front, because you can't drive over the cord.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So it's a whole nother thing.
Ron, what questions do you have?
Well, they should be able to get a 50 amp cord if they have to. So, I mean, I think that's a better alternative than running the generator. The other thing is, they don't envision using this trailer once the building is open, correct?
For special events. I mean, we would
For-
like,
yeah.
Have the
get a
option,
special
but-
event permit at times to do different events throughout the city.
But not in this location.
I know the landlord, which is separate than us, is wanting to put food trucks on the property after we get open, but that's a different discussion.
Okay.
We just want to be in the building once the building's permitted and ready to go.
I mean, is that something where you just put, put a condition on it, is once the building's done and everything's ready to go, the conditional use for the food truck expires? Is that something we can do, Alex?
Yes, that is something that can be done.
Does that make, what do you think? Does that make sense? It's temporary use, and once you're up for your permanent building, then it goes away, and if you've got special events, you just come back and go through
Right, and
that
get a special
process.
permit, exactly.
Okay.
And I think the other times that we've done mobile vending, when they wanted to add additional mobile vending units, they had to come back into us.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
If I remember that correctly.
yeah, because there's a square footage requirement and all that,
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Other questions for the applicant?
Voices.
Seeing none, I would entertain a motion if somebody's got one, or any other discussion and comments would be open to that.
I can work my way through it.
Okay.
All right.
We can also have discussion to follow up and tell you how you did it wrong.
Well, I am sure I will do it wrong, but that's okay. Based on the foregoing findings of facts per 54-70, 54-84, 54-85, and 54-70 of the Village Code, I move to approve the requested conditional use permit for case number CU-2026-05 with the following conditions recommended on page 32, with the additional conditions of using the existing building for power of the food truck and expiration of the conditional use permit once the construction is completed on the main building.
Second.
I have a motion, second. Any discussion? I have one slight addition. I'd actually put in the operating hours because we don't have the operating hours of the building yet. So they're 6:30 to 3 and then 5 to 8 PM on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yes.
But it's 6:30 to 3 every other day,
Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday.
And 5:30 to 8 on what days?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, PM.
Thursday.
That would be the change that I would make.
Okay.
And then did you also include a timeline when the building opens?
Yes, that was, the permit expires upon the completion of the building
Okay.
and opening of the main building.
Those are the discussion points that I had. Any other discussion on the motion or thoughts?
No,
Anything else, Ron?
No, sounds good.
All right, no other discussion. We'll move to a roll call vote.
Commissioner Bob? Aye. Commissioner Hall?
Aye.
Commissioner Michelina?
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby?
Aye.
Commissioner Byers?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
Motion carries. You have your conditions.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm excited to try it. I live up in Upper Canyon, so I'll swing by.
All right.
We won't be too loud.
All right, let's move to our final quasi-judicial item, variance approval case PV 2026-04. Alex?
This is a variance request requesting to encroach approximately 8.5 feet into the 15-foot front setback adjacent to, let me make sure I have it correct. It would be adjacent to the right-of-way of Green Meadows Drive, which is an undeveloped right-of-way here in the village. As you may assume from the address off of Keys Drive, this is a through lot, double frontage lot, which means it has 2 front yards. And so even though there is no development or construction, or the Green Meadows Drive only exists on paper, by ordinance, we still need to treat it as if it were that front yard. And so that is the reason for this request. They're looking to make an addition to the existing home.
Okay, thank you. And the applicant is here? Come on down. We'll get you sworn in. We'll have you raise your right hand, state your name, and then say you'll tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
My name is Joni Lee Markham, and I swear to tell the truth.
Thank you, Mrs. Markham.
My name is Paul Martin. I will tell the truth.
Thank you, sir.
And that's Martin, not Markham. We're not married.
Markham Martin, okay, good to know. So tell us a little bit more, if you can expand upon what Alex said, that'd be great.
May I ask a question first?
Of course.
He said something about 2 front yards. I would
Yeah, I
really
was
like to know what
wondering
that means.
Thank you for asking. This is one of those cases where, for better, for worse, when you set up development regulations, zoning, sometimes there are situations where you have a lot that has, that abuts two streets. And so typically this comes into play with corner lots, but it also applies if you have a situation where you have, like in your situation, where on the front of your property and then on the back of your property, you are abutting streets. And so that's why it's a front setback.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have been living in this home since 2011. It's an old cabin. I've been fixing it up. Years ago, I added a garage and sided the house, and now I'm ready to add another room.
Okay, great.
And I'm the contractor that we're working together. The problem is that on the wall that we want to attach the addition to, in the middle of it is the gas service and the electrical service. So in order to do what we want, we need to have a variance to go into the setback.
Okay. And that, I think there is 2 different, well, we'll get to my questions in a second, so I'll pause there. What other context would you want to provide, ma'am, or any other information?
No, I can't think of anything. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and everything is really small, like probably a little more than 1,000 square foot house. And I wanted to add another bedroom.
The addition would be 14 wide from the corner of the house, and then she wanted to go out about 28 feet with that. And
So I can have my first walk-in closet.
Good for you. Okay, great. At this time, we'll go ahead and open it up for public comment, and then we'll have some commissioner questions for you. So is there any comments from the group here? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public comments and move to commissioners' questions for the applicant.
So I'm to understand that this cul-de-sac and road is not really there?
It's nothing.
It's not there. If
Just
you,
a gully down there.
if you look at the Google Earth view, you can see that there's technically nothing behind
Yeah.
the property. From that, there is a platted road and a right-of-way that the village
Yeah.
has, and so that's what comes into the front back setback.
So in our papers here, I'm showing the addition in two separate places. One is lined up with the side of the house, the other is in from the house.
If we have to move the utilities, then we'll move the addition as far as we can,
Over,
over, away
Okay.
from the setback. It will still be in the setback 1, 2 feet, something like that.
yeah, it shows 2
That
feet here.
involves moving all the utilities.
Can you help me understand, it's very small on mine, but is this a building here? This,
No, that, which one?
sorry, on the north, I guess that's west side?
Does it have an X in it?
Yeah,
That's my shed,
that's your shed, okay. Because it looks like it's in
already in the
Already in
setback.
the setback.
the right-of-way, technically, of the,
There's a portion of the house already in the setback that is,
yeah. Alex, wouldn't it be a 15-foot setback, not a 20-foot? Because we reduced front, since this is technically a front yard setback?
Yes, that is correct. Could we,
Well, it just says 20-foot
it says,
setback.
it says on their, that's on their survey.
Yeah,
However, when we did the advertising, we did have it as 15 feet.
15 feet. And that's why it's only 8 feet versus whatever that math is.
13.
Thanks. Yes, it would be, if this were to be approved at the full 8.5, or if you wish to round up to 9, it would be either 6.5 feet to 6 feet
Okay.
from the setback. Or from, sorry, not from the setback, from the right-of-way line for the cul-de-sac that we don't believe is ever going to be constructed.
And we got that info from Levi and the crew?
That is correct. Public Works has confirmed that this is not something that the village is likely to ever do any construction or to, yeah. As, being as the property does to the property on the opposite side of that cul-de-sac is, as someone said, a gully, and also currently is serving as a drainage area.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
property in question, we've had attempts for development back there. So development's not necessarily out of the question. There just hasn't been any to date, and I know that the terrain is difficult. But I remember seeing a case a couple years ago where somebody tried to make some changes to make that a viable development property.
This is Remington stuff, right?
Yeah, it's Remington.
May I add to that?
Of course.
Yes, a couple of years ago, there was a gentleman that did want to develop it. And just recently, I can't remember the organization. Todd, help me. Army Corps of Engineer have said that it is undevelopable. You cannot build a house there. So that's been taken place since 2 years ago when he wanted to do that.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, Alex, in reality, we're looking at a master plan that never come to fruition.
I would say that's a good summary of the situation.
We're really not even dealing with the setback, is that correct?
I would say in reality, that is also correct, but for the formality of following our zoning code, I would say just in case, we should approve or should review this as a variance request through the formal variance process.
But even if you call it a rear yard setback, it's still a setback. Like, say that road is never developed,
Then it's a rear yard.
then it's a rear yard, and the cul-de-sac never becomes a thing, it would still be slightly in the setback.
So the hardship in this case is really the utilities having to
Yeah,
relocate that.
yes, I believe that's the stated hardship from the.
Hey, Alex, I have a question for you.
I'm listening, sir.
Okay, so does that, since it's undeveloped property and it's not going to be developed, does it need to be vacated and therefore there would be no infringement upon that?
It doesn't need to be vacated. I would say probably from the perspective, if there were, through the vacation process, if there were adjoining property owners that thought it would be of benefit to them to have that be a part of their property, they could go through the process to do vacation and then reimburse the village for the cost of that land. I'm seeing a somewhat wry smile from Mrs. Markham. She may not be interested in really pursuing that. Yeah.
Just a question.
All right, I have a question on the site plan here. There's a little building with an X in it that's actually in the cul-de-sac. Is that an existing building?
Yeah, that's the shed I was asking
Oh,
about.
that's that shed, so that's already not on your property.
It's on my property, it's just on the,
Not according to this. According to the plat, it shows at least part of it is in that cul-de-sac.
yes,
The right
you're
way.
right. There is a part, of the corner of it is in the cul-de-sac. I don't know how long it's been there, but it's been there for a long time. Yeah.
Came with it.
So this is just some context for you, ma'am. Variance is for lots that are deemed very difficult to use on, super steep, super narrow. There's a couple of others that are pretty prevalent here in Ruidoso just because of the terrain that we build on. And so that's where we have to determine is the physical location, or is there something that creates an unnecessary hardship for you to allow for variances? And so that's the level as it's outlined within our ordinances for variance. So when we're making our assessment, that's what we base it off of for an item like this. So that's some helpful context for you as we're going through this process. It typically is, the language is practically difficult or unnecessary hardship that would deprive the owner of reasonable use of the property. So that's the level that we get to. And that's just a comment for you. Folks, what other questions do you have for the applicant or?
No, I don't have any other questions.
Just another comment, the relocation of the utilities is an expense and an inconvenience, but it's not something that is a hardship. It can be done, and I don't know. What I'd really like to see happen is that whole thing be cleaned up and then vacated, and then you wouldn't have an issue at all, but that's going to take time and, and a willingness for the village to step up and do such.
Council has to approve that as well too, so that's beyond our.
That's out of my hands.
So if we were to deny the site plan on number 1, which is where they're pretty far into the setback, they said their second option would be site plan number 2, but that's still 2 feet in the setback. Or does that not apply? On this site plan, this is with a 20-foot rear setback, and it shows 2 feet over. So in the reduced setback of 15 foot, they would no longer be in the setback, is that right?
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So,
I believe it'll
Commissioners,
still be in the setback with both possibilities. One, if we build from the corner of the house, that's the most we would be in it. If we move the utilities and slide our addition over as far as we can, with the layout inside the house, we can only go 12 feet to have access to the new addition. So I believe we'd be a couple of feet in if we move,
But that's with the
So-
20-foot setback, and it's actually 15 nowadays.
15.
what is it?
Yeah,
it wouldn't be
so
in the
you have a 3-foot.
So with
Still
this
be within
option that
3
you're
feet.
talking about, moving it over 12 feet, you would no longer be in the setback at all.
All right.
I think we still, if we move it 12 feet, I thought we would be about 3 feet in, still in the setback, or am I?
If the setback's 20 foot, but it's 15.
So that's 15.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, because this was 2 years ago, we adjusted some of the setbacks. We recommended to council to adjust the setbacks, I should make that clear, to move it from a 20-foot front yard setback to a 15. And since this is technically a front
Okay.
yard setback, it would be a 15.
That's all, not just the new?
It's R1 and R2, I believe, residential.
So, Mr. Chairman, for clarification, we're calling it a 2-yard property, front yard property. But in reality, it's only a 1 yard because the master plan was never
Executed upon.
executed at all.
Correct.
So in reality, not on paper, it's only a 1 yard front with a side yard.
Yeah, I would consider that the rear yard, because the front's off Keys, even though the building is situated on a drive, and the rear yard is 15 feet, either way. So the setback, front and back, is 15. If we called it a side, it's even less, it's 10 foot.
10 foot.
Yeah.
So at a 10 foot, it makes the encroachment for the setback even further, if you look at it from a practical standpoint.
It makes it,
Thinking that right?
it makes it less, so,
it would,
yeah, it makes it less. They would be able to put it further over essentially, at the 10 foot.
So Alex, is that a corner or considered as a corner lot?
No, sir, that is not a corner lot. It's a through lot.
It's a through lot,
Yes.
okay.
In theory.
'Cause I thought on corner lots, it was still 20 foot.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
If it were a corner lot, the front yards would still be 20-foot setbacks.
Do you have any other questions, Ron?
No?
Okay. Comments from the commission or a motion?
I guess the challenge is that the practical reality of it is if that street's never built, that could be just as easily as a side yard as opposed to a front yard. That's only a 10-foot setback, and then you don't have an issue then.
If it's never built, I think it would be just a backyard, a rear yard setback. Because the side is to the property to their east.
This is where they're adding on up here.
Yeah,
And this is the front, so that would be the back.
so it would be a back, still be a back,
Still
okay.
be a back,
So it's still 15 feet either way.
still 15 feet, yeah.
And if it's alternative 2, you're only looking at,
There's not,
there's not even you can,
right, there's not an issue with
there's not an
option
issue
2.
then with option 2. So
No
You don't
variance
even
needed.
need a variance,
you don't need a variance to do option 2.
so we don't even, yeah. We don't even need to make a motion as far as,
We still would need to take action on
I
this,
guess,
whether
yeah.
it is, it can be a motion and then nobody seconds and it would be done. Somebody can make the motion and we would vote on the variance request of the 15-foot setback, because that's what was listed, or 8-foot, excuse me. Because the stated public listed item was they want to do 8.5 feet into the 15-foot setback. So that's what we have to take action against.
right, so.
Right, they're just asking for approval on number 1.
Just number one?
Number 2 is just for our information.
Yeah,
Correct.
but
Okay.
it is the solution to which way.
But it is a viable solution,
It is a viable solution, so there's no hardship involved. Okay,
unfortunately.
I understand.
Is there a motion then?
Yeah, well, let me get to it.
We're gonna critique you on this.
I know. I'm used to that. Been criticized all my life.
I said critique, I didn't say criticize.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Rick. Based on the foregoing findings of fact per 54-69, 54-124, 54-98 of the Village Code, I move to approve the requested variance request for case number PV-2026-04.
Got a motion?
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Let's move to a roll call vote.
Roll call, Commissioner Bob?
Aye.
Commissioner Hall?
No.
Commissioner Michelina?
No.
Chairman Rigsby?
Nay.
Commissioner Byers?
Nay.
And Commissioner Kelly?
No.
Motion does not carry. The stated reason, so for your information and for on the record, the variance level that we have to pass to approve a variance is probably one of the highest standards that comes in front of our boards, and it has to be a hardship that is almost unchangeable. Moving utilities, I know that that's a pain. With that, though, it's not you can overcome that. And so that's generally why we don't do many variances, because it comes down to the physical nature that makes the property unusable. And even within your own packet, you presented another option to us that would not require a variance. So that would be the stated reason that I said no. If others who said no would want to add. Is that-
Can I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
Alex, can you bring this to the village's attention? As to, we've got on the master plan, a development that was never developed. And I know that's gonna take time. It doesn't help this young lady right now, but it's something that needs to be resolved.
Yes, I can do that, and I would say that we should also have our Public Works Department investigate if there's other situations here in the village that they would also like to make both public council aware that we have these rights-of-way that are not likely to be developed, and then see what the will of the council might be, or if there are any abutting property owners that would be interested in pursuing a process to vacate and acquire these rights-of-way to enlarge their properties.
I think it also behooved the village too, if you found out more what Army Corps has done within that area that they made reference to as well.
All right.
Yeah, there should be a letter in the core file. If you do want to do development on anything under 404 jurisdiction, they will give you a letter about whether you can or can't develop that. So it should be on file with the Corps, whatever they said to the prior developer. And that would help.
Thank you for coming in, both of you, today.
I'd like to say just one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Many years ago, this process of vacating that property went through, and everything was done, the owners of the property attached to that. It was all taken care of except for one thing. The village forgot or did not send it to get recorded. So 10 years later, we tried to get it back, and we were refused.
Okay. Alex, will you add that as something to follow up on?
Yes, we will investigate that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time today. Thank you. Let's move on to our next item, old business, the continuation of our discussion from last time with the folks from Able City. I don't have to badmouth Sam because he looks like he's here, so that's good. This was, and Rick, for some context on this one, part of the comprehensive plan is a future land use map. That's what this is the first attempt on. This is not zoning, so don't think of it as the R1, R2. Instead, it's like directionally, this is what we expect from these broad areas of land. Where there's fire damage, maybe we don't have a lot of development right now in those areas for safety, well-being, et cetera. For certain neighborhoods, we don't expect to have high density, et cetera. And we've broken it into 7 different areas, or uses. And those are listed in the packet. Everything from what we're calling the Old Mill District, which is essentially dense retail, dense commercial activity, to regional corridors, which are the big box stores or the larger commercial developments that need more ample parking, to industrial employment areas such as the airport right now, or by ag tech behind McDonald's as an example. So those are, think like areas where there might be heavy industry or warehousing, et cetera.
Thank you.
And I think last time we were together, we spent probably 30 minutes going through some potential changes of broad areas. And so I think today the goal is to get through that as kind of a final version that we put in front of the steering committee, so the steering committee can provide their 2 cents and then go up to council when we vote on this. So for my folks from Able City. Anything to add, thoughts? Alfonso?
No, I think that's basically it. I mean, this isn't a final draft. We have opportunities to change it, throughout this process. But I think, we'd like to present it to the steering committee and get their thoughts on it and just sort of, fine tune it here with y'all and go from there. I think we incorporated most of the changes that were mentioned last time. If we missed anything, this is the opportunity, or if we got something wrong, this is the opportunity to sort of correct that. But we made quite a few of the recommended changes from the previous version. So really a lot of the changes, and Alfonso, feel free to jump in whenever. But, there.
Yeah, you can see here kind of like our rough of getting the notes and marking up what needs to be changed. And then this is the second draft completed with the cleaner version of it.
Okay.
So one of the big changes, kind of like we were discussing, is like the Hall Road, making that Alpine Living again. And then expanding over here, kind of where the school is at, going into outdoor and recreation, and then kind of going around the golf course at Links and near the convention center of expanding the Pine and Path communities. We expanded down here for the conservation homestead, like how we were talking about, just to go to this line and then expanding more of the Pine communities down here. Also, we changed this more into industrial employment, and then still having the potential annexation. I don't know if you guys had more. I know it was a long meeting, so there was some discussions further down here, or if we're moving up more up here near Alto.
The question I have of that big orange-red block on the bottom right in the southwest part, that would be essentially over the fire station. That one just seems out of place. Is that a misplaced block?
I think it's just a very large parcel down there.
What parcel would that be?
It's right there at that
like
opposite where Paradise, where the light
Yeah,
is.
fire department, tennis courts,
department,
pool, community center.
It's probably all village owned, it would be my guess.
I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it looks like here's the intersection.
Yeah, because you can see where Junction comes off right there next to the community
Right
center.
there by Paradise.
So is that just
Does the village really own all that, Alex? You might not be able to.
We'll have to check to confirm whether that's village owned. It may also just be steep hillside as well. So once we get that clarified, whether there is development potential there, I think that then very clearly would give direction as to what the future land use would be for that.
Yeah, because if if you look at the other lots around it, a lot of them are long and narrow because they're going up the hill, up the ridge.
Yeah.
So is it where the tennis courts are?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's Schoolhouse Park and.
Fire station. right in that.
Although it seems to me, I'd be surprised if the village property went any further than that.
Yeah, I don't think it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, that just.
All right,
needs
so you
to
can
be-
kind of see it here. I just pulled up your guys' zoning map. Let's see.
That goes all the way up to Crown Ridge, does it not?
It is a really big parcel.
Yeah, and looks like it's just a steep hillside with all the development potential right there on the frontage.
Yeah, it is super steep.
Does it show the ownership in that, or do you go to the county GIS and see who owns that parcel?
The information is on the card she's on.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, who owns that? Or who's listed?
So Commission, the Village of Reeds also does own that large parcel.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Would we want that as regional corridor then?
It looks like there's like a really slim old mill district piece bordering Sutter in front of it.
Are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the northeast corner.
Also, it's that block where you guys have the pool, the tennis courts.
Yeah, I would maybe just mark that as all public outdoor recreation.
Yeah,
Outdoor recreation then? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, well, that's what,
Is what it is now, and I don't see us building on the way up to Crown Ridge unless we're doing our own gondola or something.
Alpine slide,
Yeah.
There's an idea.
we got one of those.
Another mountain coaster.
Maybe just
All
for
right.
a mountain bike park,
Yeah.
since our Cremetta or,
Only.
yeah. You get shuttled up Crown Ridge.
Up here in Ponderosa Heights,
Yeah.
I don't know if that should be Pine and Path or maybe just Alpine Living, because I don't think I'd consider that walkable.
I walk it every day.
The whole, but all the way up there is
Oh,
steep.
yeah,
And
I know.
Okay.
That's
And
why I walk it.
I've been
Good
thinking
for you.
about this, more and more. Alpine living doesn't necessarily mean it's not walkable.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think the Pine and Path is really intended to like, can you have a restaurant on a corner in this neighborhood? Can you have small cabins in this neighborhood that doesn't change or like the folks that came in with the conditional use? Technically, that goes to the old mill, but you could, I think it honestly might be a Pine to Path, so like a local coffee shop down the street.
Right.
from
I
it.
don't know that I think Ponderosa Heights is Pine and Path. Do you?
Well, and just one thing to consider, this is future vision as well. So just because the conditions on the ground might not necessarily reflect what the community's vision for the future is. And I'm just throwing that out there. So, just to stir the pot a little bit.
That's my job.
Yeah, it is your job.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only challenge, like you say, it's steep. You can walk it. You're not gonna ever have sidewalks there.
Yeah,
Right,
I
there's
think of
steep,
it
narrow
more
Narrow
of
streets and,
mostly residential. And then closer down, like surrounding the college and Albertsons, that could be more of a regional corridor instead of Pine and Path. But I wouldn't think any of that, reading the definitions, I don't think any of that is Pine and Path.
I would tend to agree with that particular neighborhood. I would also say that we might want to do some conservation in that space, because I know is that incorporating part of Brady?
Yes, yeah.
Partially, yeah.
It does, yeah, because if you look right at the boundary between the Pine and Path and the Alpine Living, that's actually Brady Canyon.
Yeah, the road that comes up and
Yeah.
forks off.
Because, yeah, there's the potential, a lot of that area, well, not a lot of it, but a fair amount in Brady Canyon. There's a number of properties that are certainly going to be eligible for the buyout, the county buyout.
But these already are, Jacob, conservation homesteads back here.
Back into, yeah,
Yeah, Perk.
yeah, as you get up Burke Canyon, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fire went directly from here, right? I mean, this is the
Yeah.
direction that it went.
Mhm.
I do agree with the Pine and Path. I think either Alpine Living or Conservation Homestead for that section.
Are we talking about this section right here?
We're actually more to the,
Southwest.
yeah, the bottom left of that.
Bottom of your graphic. There you go.
Up in there, yeah.
Yeah, making all that.
Either
Or
one.
all,
Yes.
What was it?
Yeah, just
The difference between the
just for
conservation.
yeah, just for clarity. Yeah, can you just is this you, Victoria? Who's
yeah, it's me.
yeah. So just mark what area you think you're talking about. So is that we wanted to make that conservation?
No. More to, on the other side of Meacham.
Yeah,
Yes, that area there.
Oh, I see. Yep,
Right
that
here.
makes sense.
Where those red,
the-
that group of red is right there, I think,
Yeah, that's the college and stuff, right?
right, I think bordering Meacham on both sides right there, more of that could be red,
Well-
right?
Yeah, let's talk 30 years from now. Hopefully, college enrollment is up and our little branch becomes a viable, say there's 5,000 students at the community college. Like, I could see this portion around the college developing into small
Apartments, whatever.
retail, yeah, or
Yeah.
duplexes, triplexes, people that want to walk to the university. I mean,
Do you
But-
think going down all the way to like the blue, both sides of Meacham? Or just in this?
Does regional corridor allow for multifamily housing like that?
It does.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
then I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, because if the college becomes a true, where you actually have students there, full-time, not commuting.
Yeah.
If it becomes more than a commuter college, you'll want to have development around it, whether it be housing or whether it just be, other businesses or whatever. So, yeah, I could see, as I said, just make that red along that corridor there as, they give them the flexibility to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because I think what we don't want to do is put it into a classification where, oh, well, that doesn't jive with the class. Whether it happens or not is a different story than what it's designated or not, so.
Yeah, so Victoria, my feedback would be like, if you scroll down to that bottom left portion that we're talking about now, there's like a little sliver of yellow that goes up. You see what I'm saying in that section? Yeah. I would basically take to the left of that as yellow,
Alpine?
as Alpine Living. And then we can keep it Pines and Path, or we can do regional corridor around the college and Albertsons now.
Yeah. I think it makes more sense. I mean, think of like your more intense uses. So, as you get further away from the corridor, you get less and less intense and more residential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to me to have the Pine and Path adjacent to regional,
Yeah,
and then Alpine after that.
I would agree with that. That's kind of the vision I was trying to articulate of.
Yeah, so that area you just marked in, that would go to Alpine Living.
But then as we get closer to the regional
Yeah,
corridor.
because if you actually look at the layouts and the streets, everything you've highlighted there, you see all those, the curves back and forth, that's because it's going up and down the hills. So it makes, a lot of sense there. As you get closer to Meacham, it's more level. And that would make more sense for having it regional and Pine to Path, either one of those.
Okay.
Right.
I would target, if we're calling out potential annexation, I don't know if we want to get into this ballgame. We did it around the airport. So I don't know if this is something we want to do, but if we wanted to get into that game, I would flag basically the Gavilan corridor as.
Why did we even have it in around the airport? Is that?
That's a
Someone
question
else.
maybe for you all at Able City. I noticed that you were talking about potential annexation. Was that feedback from the steering committee?
So that was
Yeah.
like, go ahead, Sam.
Well, I think we're going to say the same thing anyway, but yeah, I mean, there was talk about, potentially maybe some land out there going towards the village, but I wasn't. So we wanted to leave the possibility open, but, we can also not include it.
I don't know,
I would not include it. We've got annexation as far as if the village is gonna do things. That code is pretty well explained. I don't know if that given, I just think it's a political hot potato. So I would ask, council and the mayor what they think about that, because that'll raise major red flags, and social media will blow up if you actually publish that.
And I would interject.
In my opinion, I will say in my opinion.
We had a brief conversation around whether we were going to do some future land use designations in areas that were outside our current political boundaries. And we really, I would ask you as well, and it sounds like you're also kind of wearing your hat working with the Land Rack community committee and knowing how the pushback that we might get with that. And that was sort of one of our assumptions as well with that. So we'll definitely see this something that we'll bring up with the steering committee this week and see if that moves forward or not.
Yeah, I would, that's what I would leave it at that. As I said, if they want to do that and they're ready to handle the how shall I say that, social feedback, that would be, that's up to someone else.
Telling you, just delete social media and life's way better. I mean.
Oh, it's entertaining.
Amen.
Trust me, it's
but I mean,
entertaining.
there's so much going on out at the airport right now. We've had discussions about baseball fields and everything else out there. And I think now's the time. And then I love annexing Gatlin, so we can clean it up.
Yep.
But there's so many reasons to annex that around that airport, it's not even funny.
Yep.
I mean, housing and everything else. I mean, we're all talking about workforce housing all the time. And there's been talk about a development out there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tend to, I agree with you.
Thank you.
I agree with you as well, that maybe we don't want to put it on this map.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's anytime you get outside.
But I think where you're going is what should happen. And I think if we have our elected officials hearing us, that would be a good thing to tell them. What other feedback we got? Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
I just have one question for Alex and Chris. Is there so because this is the first future land use map that the city or the village would have, is that there would need to be a process outlined for changing things, and also similar to like a zone change application, right? You would need a future land use amendment. I don't know if that's in your code or not, off the top of my head.
It is not at this point. We will bring that up for discussion if we would wish to have a two-step process in regard to if we adopt a future land use map, if there is a formal process for amending it prior to any kind of potential zoning change as well. I have worked in communities where we have done that, in other communities where the comprehensive plan is a less forceful document and it does not require that change before doing that, but we'll have that discussion if we want to go down that route.
These guys know I love an ordinance change, but I would just tie it to the comprehensive plan and then roll from there. But I think it defer to the steering committee and council on that one.
Just depends on how complicated they want to make it.
Yeah, I love a good ordinance change, so.
The last one take us 2 years to do.
We've done two since.
Okay. Did we capture all the edits? Is there anything that we're missing? Was there, I recall someone mentioning that the conservation homestead potentially in one of these areas.
That was just in the bottom left where we were talking before.
Okay.
Part of that area has been impacted by flooding from the fires.
And the fires.
And the fire itself. The stuff that abuts the other conservation homestead, like on that backside.
I see. Okay.
Wanted to bring up if we wanted to have some conversation around Carrizo Canyon Road. Currently, we do have that, to my best recollection, that is commercially zoned. And on our future land use map, we're taking a different approach.
Oh, that's a good
As
call
it's
out.
currently. I need to also thank Mr. Camacho across the way. He also brought that up when we were looking at this map. To see if that's something that our thought was perhaps that is a pine and path designation, because it's certainly, at its current configuration, it's not a regional corridor.
Yeah.
No.
No. No.
No, even though when I come back from El Paso, that's the way that I go. But it's not suited for my speed of driving.
That's what the cameras will be there for.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Alex. I think that makes sense for
Yeah.
pine to path, since it is,
Which one was that? Where?
that little green blob that we have is Conservation Homestead in the bottom left by Alpine Village, not where your cursor is, but further to
Yeah,
the
that
west.
little finger
Yeah, a little
sticking
finger.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Pine and Path still allow for the commercial things that are going on there right now?
It
Yeah.
does. There are commercial uses that are encouraged in Pine to Path, mostly as like complimentary residential services and things.
So some of the stuff that's like there now, they have, a spa or a chiropractor or a
Brewery.
It's a George.
Yeah.
Jewelry, yeah.
Neighborhood serving retail services, offices, civic uses, encourage a vibrant all-day environment. So I think that would support what's currently there,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
We'll make this whole green spot Pine and Path.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think it helps to grow, like if people want to try to connect our midtown area to the reservation and the Mountain Gods through, more development, that's probably a pretty good option. And there's a combination of like those condos, Carrizo Creek.
Up there, that's right.
Alex,
I kind of wanted to bring to attention here as well, that golf course that right now is kind of on that vacant. It originally doesn't have any zoning district, so of course we're looking at the future. Are we good with making it into, we kind of made it Pine and Path as well? Or should this be recreation or alpine living? What are we thinking?
I think we did it, well, this is my 2 cents. I thought of it more broadly because we don't know what it's gonna entail. On some of that property, there's churches, there's the actual Cree Meadows Country Club itself right now, there's some small condos, and then other parts of it are just traditional R1 family zoning. I think having it interconnected and having it Pine to Path gives it the most optionality. But we probably could have a zoom in of that area and divvy it up more, but I don't know if we want to do that.
It looks right to me how it is.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
I just don't want to abandon it and
Yeah, I
it
think,
stays this weird.
yeah, leaving it Pine to Path gives you the most flexibility going forward because that future's unknown at the present.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to just say it has to be this or it has to be that. You want to give it at least some ability to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay. Team, did you have any other questions on other spots?
I don't. I think that answers all my questions. We'll take the annexation language off there so we don't kick any hornet's nests.
Yeah, no, unless they want to kick the hornet's nest, but That's up to the.
That's your job, Bill.
No, some hornet's nest I've learned you don't want to kick them.
Awesome. Thank you guys for the work you've done on that. I feel like this is an exciting first step for us to have a land use map.
Yeah, it's exciting. We'll be having public review in the next month in May. That's the plan, so I guess we'll hear more about it pretty soon.
Thanks. Thanks, Victoria. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Victoria. Thanks, Sam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, all.
Guys, have a good one.
You too.
Always.
All right, let's wrap it up with community development report and then any comments from the commissioners. Alex?
Okay, so briefly to touch on the readdressing update, we are anticipating in the next week or two to get to have a meeting with our consultants, Datamark, to talk about some things that we can be possibly doing while we still are awaiting final payout from FEMA, which has put us on hold. So wanted to let you know that that is still something that is happening. As well. With the short-term rentals, we do continue to make forward progress in getting that system up and going. Our consultants are engaging with us. At least weekly, we have an hour-long meeting with them to go back and forth as to the things that we're seeing that are problems, things that they are addressing for us. We believe that it's probably mid to late May that we feel that everything should be, the data should be well cleaned up, and we will have the system functional, still working. The other side of I should say the other side of things, the financial side of things, working with various banks and also with the third-party provider on the side of the financial side to making sure we can get the banks all in the system, and then so that their customers, the rental companies, the management companies, the individual owner-operators, that their bank is represented so that they may make their payment through the system. Absent that, we do have a pen and paper system, I would say, in place, pen, paper, check system in place. They fill out their worksheet to report the lodger's tax, the occupancy of their particular units, so that we can tie the lodger's tax directly back to those individual units as well. So we're working that as well. The number of short-term rental permits is approaching 1325, so that number that's on there for February, it's a little bit higher than where it was, and is definitely higher, excuse me, than where we, I'll say conservatively estimated when we made the changes to the ordinance back last year. We anticipated that we would probably go down to about 1,200. I think for better, we haven't seen that come to fruition. In that we are also, as we are able to identify, Crisanti and Brian are going through the data, and as we are able to identify, we are flagging those things for Deckard, the platform provider, to do additional research into those properties that we believe may be unregistered, and then to send them a letter directing them that they will have 10 days to come into compliance. Otherwise, we will move them through the municipal court process. We are also having the first meeting of the task force that will be taking a focused look at the ordinance again. Mr. Rigsby is going to be leading up that group of operators, management companies, realtors. I think we also have some people, just everyday citizens also on that group. The primary focus of that is around the issue of fire pits and how to better clarify that process with that as well. Beyond that, we do have a new administrative assistant, Jessica Giannopoulos. She comes to us from Albuquerque most recently, but Chicago long-term. Her husband is the deputy police chief, Jason Giannopoulos. So we are happy to have another Village of Ruidoso power couple, as we like to call them, here as well. Along the personnel side of things, I have submitted my resignation and will be leaving the village at the end of this week. It was more pull factors than anything here. When you realize where that you want to be, you find your way to get there with that. So as attractive, charming that this place is, realizing it was not long-term the best thing for me. And so for fairness for the village as well, to make the change. I do believe that this commission that I've worked with is the strongest, most informed, most engaged that I've worked with in my 25 years of doing this work. And I feel that you're going to carry on with the work. The current staff in the Community Development Department will also be able to carry on, and I'm confident that the village will identify someone to be the new director soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for all
Alex.
you've done as well.
Appreciate it.
I'll be the first to say that, one of the first. Questions for the Development Department? Alex, Chris, any questions for these guys? All right. I feel like I do this every meeting, just for consistency. Do we have an update on the 603 Meacham? I still don't have the address.
Yes, so we still have a couple units that remain not finalized by the MHD, by the Manufactured Housing Division yet. Moving progress toward that. I'll be anxious to see how well the curbs did that got poured yesterday, some concrete curbs, primarily for making sure water gets directed appropriately for drainage. So be anxious to see, since we had a nice steady rain today. Hopefully that went smoothly with that. We are working the HomeSpot folks, the folks that manufacture the homes. They are doing the finals on 5 of those to get them ready. There is money available for paving the site. That will also be happening next 6 weeks or so. Is that about accurate? Is when that will happen. Then is also, as well as the 2 existing cabins will be retrofitted with metal roof, and then also siding to be more appearing more like the new cabins as well.
So timeline of having tenants in homes?
Have we decided if we're, okay, no, not yet, if we're going to wait until everything's done, or if move people in as we get the cabins, that remains to be seen.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Ron. Other questions?
No.
Okay. Seeing no more questions, we'll move to commissioner comments.
Alex, I want to wish you well in the future.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second that.
And third.
Third.
Good luck.
All approved,
Wherever you
say
go. We
aye.
appreciate you gaslighting us, or not gaslighting, excuse me, pumping us up about our knowledge and capabilities.
Not gaslighting or pumping you up. That is honest assessment.
Thanks, Alex. That's very kind, and we appreciated working with you. Any other comments?
No, I've done, just wish Alex well, whatever journey you go.
All right, then we'll move to adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Jets.
Thanks, Ron. We'll see ya.
You bet. Okay.
See you next parole meeting.
Bye, Ron.